We can do operations with matrices. We are going to add, subtract, and then do scalar multiplication. So first, in order to add and subtract, matrices must have the same dimensions. So first you have to look and make sure they match in how they look in order to add or subtract them. If they do, you simply add or subtract the corresponding elements. So whichever ones are in the same places, you add or subtract based on what the problem asks you to do. So number 12 asks us to do matrix B plus matrix D. So first you look, this is 1, 2, 3 by 2, 1, 2, 3 by 2. Again, you can kind of just look and see that they're the same. If you're able to just look and go back and forth, that's great, or you can go ahead and write them out again. So I'm going to take the time right now to write this out just so you can see how it looks. So there's matrix B plus D. And again, you do not have to rewrite them. If you are able to just look up above and see, that's great. I just want you to see how this works. So we take negative 12 plus negative 14. These are the two that match, and it's an addition sign. That gives us negative 26, goes in that first spot. I would recommend crossing them off as you add or subtract them. Then it doesn't matter if you go across or down, whichever way you would rather go, as long as you get all the elements taken care of. 9 plus 0 is 9. So that first row is done. Negative 5 plus 1 is negative 4. Negative 1 plus negative 5 is negative 6. 16 plus 10 is 26. 2 plus 9 is 11. So that is your answer for number 12, this matrix right here. So for 13, we want to do B minus A, and it's very important if it's subtraction that you put them in the right order. So I'm going to go ahead and take the time again to rewrite them. So there's matrix B minus A you really have to watch out for all these negatives and subtraction and all of that. So we start with negative 12 minus 7 is negative 19. 9 minus 19 is negative 10. Negative 5 minus 4 is negative 9. Negative 1 minus negative 6 really means negative 1 plus 6, so that gives us 5. 16 minus negative 1, so again adding 1 gives us 17. 2 minus negative 2 really means 2 plus 2, and we get 4. You can go ahead and pause and try the other ones and see if you get them correct. Hopefully, before you wrote this all out for 14, you realize that they are not the same. So even though, yes, you could take this one and flip it and match it, that does not work. They have to be in the exact same spots. Sometimes it's helpful to go up and write all of your dimensions, so then you can look right away and realize if they're the same or not. Or again, hopefully you can just see by looking at them that you cannot add or subtract them. So for this one, we're just going to write not possible. You cannot do matrix C plus matrix B. For 15, when you subtract these, 7 minus negative 14 would give us 21. 19 minus 0 is 19. 4 minus 1 is 3. Negative 6 minus negative 5 means plus 5, so negative 1. Negative 1 minus 10 is negative 11. And negative 2 minus 9 is also negative 11. So there would be your answer for 15. So that's addition and subtraction. Line them up and just put the two corresponding elements together. We don't actually multiply matrices in Algebra 1. That is something that you will get to in Algebra 2, but for Algebra 1, all we do is scalar multiplication. So a matrix can be multiplied by a scalar, which is just any real number, by multiplying the scalar to each separate element. So you're just changing every single element by multiplying it by the number that's in front. So for 16, it says take 4 times c. So I'm going to write it out. Again, you do not have to write all of this. If you can just look at your matrix up there and see what the numbers are. Okay, so that's what it would look like if you would write it out. So again, you're just multiplying every single element by 4. So 4 times 1 is 4. 13 times 4 is 52. 4 times negative 4 is negative 16. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times negative 8 is negative 32. 4 times 7 is 28. So all it is multiplication. I'm going to go ahead and do 18, and then you can try 17 and 19 on your own. So 18 has the two things together. You're going to multiply 3 times d, and then you're going to add b. So to save myself a little bit of writing, I'm just going to look up at d and multiply them all by 3. That will give me negative 42, 3, and 30 going down, 0, negative 15, and 27. So again, what I just wrote is 3 times d. Then I need to add b. So again, if you can just look and see it, that's great. I'm going to write it out here to make sure I have it. And then we just line it up. Negative 42 plus negative 12 is negative 54. 0 plus 9 is 9. 3 plus negative 5 is negative 2. Negative 15 plus negative 1 is negative 16. 30 plus 16 is 46. And 27 plus 2 is 29. So go ahead and try 17 and 19 and then come back and check your answers. So there are the answers for 17 and 19.